You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sternberg!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
Hello, welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton, and I'm the coordinator of early childhood grants for USD 489. And with me today is Monica Ptacek. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Dana.
Now, first of all, Monica, tell us what organization you work for and what do you do there?
I work for Early Childhood Connections, prenatal to age 3, and I'm the health coordinator.
Now, it's the new year, and we were just talking about some of the changes that families sometimes make in their life, but we're going to be talking about maybe a resolution to have healthy eating habits for your family.
We find that's really common this time of year, that a lot of families have that as a goal. I want to be healthier with my cooking, with what my kids are eating. And there are some really simple things that families can do to make that happen. One of the most important is family mealtime. Just having a place that everyone sits down at the same time and eats together. And research has shown that that makes a tremendous difference in outcomes as kids get older. Academically, socially, in every domain, it helps. So family mealtime is a very simple change that people can make. Cooking at home is another one. It doesn't have to be gourmet, it doesn't have to be elaborate, but just preparing meals at home really cuts down on the amount of fat, sugar, salt in meals. And then a lot of parents tell us, my kids won't eat fruits and vegetables. They don't like vegetables in particular. Well, being a good role model for our age group, those toddlers and little ones, they do what they see their parents do. So the parents have to know that if they want their children to eat a variety of foods, the parents have to eat a variety of foods. Having structure and routine is really important. And we know that for infants, they are in total control. You know, the mom decides what she's going to feed them, and after that, everything else is the baby. But as they get older, that division of responsibility becomes much more clear.
Tell us more about division of responsibility. What do you mean by that term?
Well, division of responsibility is a philosophy that was started by Ellen Satter, and I happen to have one of her books here with me, Secrets of Feeding a Healthy Family. She's a registered dietitian, and then she went back to school and got a master's in social work and began counseling families, doing family therapy. And she found that there were a lot of feeding issues. So she thought there just has to be a better way for this to work. So she came up with a division of responsibility. The parent's job is to decide what, when, and where. The child's job is to decide how much and whether they're going to eat the food that the parent has put on the table. Sounds really simple. It is really simple, but parts of that can be pretty challenging.
Well, I know, Monica, I'm just thinking about my family. You put the food out and they're like, I don't like this. You know, is this a time where you should say, well, this is what we have, or should mom jump up and make them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? What should happen there?
That's a good question, Dana, because that happens a lot, particularly with little ones. Toddlers and preschools go through what they call food jags. I only want chicken nuggets. The parent should not be a short order cook. They should not cater.
I say that all the time, Monica.
Easy to say, harder to do, because parents worry they're not eating anything. But your job as a parent is to decide what you put on the table. That's not your 2-year-old's responsibility to say, I only want chicken nuggets. As a parent, that's your responsibility. So yes, you say, this is what we're having today. I know you like peanut butter and jelly, and we'll have that later in the week. But today, we're having this. And another important part of that is, as a parent, if you're having something that you're not sure your child's going to like, have some foods that you know they do like. If you know they like canned peaches or they're always going to eat a piece of bread and butter, if it's something that you're not so sure about, let them have some choices that you know will be agreeable to them.
I know in our family we kind of get stuck in a rut. It seems like, when I'm trying to plan meals, we have the same thing. And I think about introducing new foods, but sometimes that's hard with younger children. Any tips with introducing new foods?
Introducing new foods really can be challenging with little ones. And parents oftentimes will say, okay, here's some peas. The child doesn't like them, so they say they don't like peas, and that's the end of it. Research has shown that it can take anywhere from 10 to 15 times for a child to be introduced to a food before they'll actually like it. That's a lot when you think about.
Don't give up on the peas.
Don't give up on the peas. Put them on their plate. Let them. Now, there are going to be some foods that after 10 or 15 times they're still not going to like. I mean, we all have personal preferences, but keep introducing and keep giving them that opportunity. And like I mentioned before, make sure if you're introducing something new like meatloaf, and we've never had meatloaf before, I'm going to have something that I know my child likes, so that if the meatloaf is kind of iffy for them, no, not a problem. They can still have their fruits, their vegetables, their bread, whatever. So,
any other tips for parents in mealtime?
there are some tips for parents at mealtime. They need to make sure that they have that structure and routine. It's really important that the child comes to the table hungry. And if you get home from work at 5 and you give them a snack at 5, it's kind of unrealistic to think that at 6:15 they're going to be hungry and want to eat. So some of that is advanced planning and knowing and having that typical we eat supper, not at 6:03 every day, but somewhere between 6 and 6:30 we know we're going to eat. So you can plan your snacks and plan meal times for reasonable times of the day so your children know, okay, I'm hungry now, but mom's fixing dinner. I can wait. So.
Right. Well, those are some great ideas. So hopefully everybody will have a healthier new year for their family. If people had more specific questions, could they contact you?
Absolutely. And again, we have this book. We have several books that she has written. They're great resources. They are available for checkout in our library for families that are enrolled in our program. But yes, feel free to contact our office because feeding issues can really be a big deal.
Your phone number?
Our phone number is 623-2440.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you, Dana.
You've been watching You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember, you are your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.